So turn your mobile phone into a business phone system with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. Get a new business number or keep your current one. Sound professional with a main greeting and multiple extensions that forward callers to your mobile phone. You can even get voicemails transcribed. Join over 150,000 small businesses who stay connected with Grasshopper. See how it works at grasshopper.com. The entrepreneur's phone system.
Good communication is key to business, especially when you need to work together with people that aren't in the same office. So what do millions of small business professionals do when it's time to connect with remote clients and colleagues? They use Citrix GoToMeeting, the proven solution for meeting and collaborating online. Now it's your turn to see why. Visit GoToMeeting.com and click the Try It Free for 30 days button. That's GoToMeeting.com for your free 30-day trial. GoToMeeting. Meeting is believing.
Nor'easter season is here, so don't get all wet. Protect your house. Call Crawl Space Door Systems at 363-0005. Reduce your flood insurance, reduce the threat of mold and insects, and save energy. Crawl Space Doors, air vents, flood vents, vent covers, and fans can help you stay dry or get you dry quickly. Contact Crawl Space Doors for more information at 363-0005 or online at crawlspacedores.com. Stay dry, my friends.
Bay Propeller is the region's best prop shop. With 25 years under his belt, Max Allen and a team of highly skilled techs provide fast, quality service on all types of boat propellers. From 8 to 80 inches, Bay Propeller utilizes MRI propeller scan technology and dynamic spin balance. Distributor for many brands, Bay Propeller ensures you get the right propeller for your needs at discounted prices, with emphasis on made-in-the-USA propellers. Bay Propeller, next to Portsmouth Trailer Supply in Chesapeake. Call 485-5681. BayPropeller.com.
Excellent Italian food is found at Spaghetti Eddie's, a neighborhood restaurant with a great family atmosphere and delicious Italian cuisine. Define Spaghetti Eddie's. New York-style pizza, pasta, subs, calzones, soups, salads will bring you back again and again. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Greenbrier and Western Branch. Quality Italian food is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Chesapeake, Virginia, 1650 AM WHKT presents Sports Scene. Sports Scene features local, regional, and nationally acclaimed guests and excellent interviews. Follow Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick and at GJBTV.com. Now here is Greg Bicouvaris.
All right. Thank you very much, Ken Johnson. Glad you're with us right here on Sports Scene on January the 14th, 2015. Hard to believe already that time of the year right here in Hampton Roads. Hope everybody's being safe. Very cold temperatures, very icy temperatures. Please walk carefully. Please drive carefully as well. Some of you without power, hopefully that'll come back very, very soon. This is Sports Scene every Wednesday from 12 to 1. Also sports highlights on nnpstv.com. This is your home for CBS News. Tell your friends about 1650 as well. Find me on Twitter at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at GJBTV, and HROnlineMall.com. Thank you to our military. Great guest lineup as well. Sponsors on GJBTV.com. Guest lineup presented by Hampton Roads, OnlineMall.com. Browse, shop, and visit today. Phone line today presented by Spaghetti Eddie's in Chesapeake with 2 locations as well. And, of course, Bay Propeller, Spaghetti Eddie's, Crawl Space, as well as the Sports Scene promo, One for the Ride. Don't forget, go to GJBTV.com. Hit the YouTube link for archived shows. NFL playoffs, coaching changes in the NFL, Ohio State winning the national championship when nobody predicted that. A lot going on as far as the NBA, college basketball, Duke losing. We're going to talk about it all coming up with Dave Sims, who used to work at WFAN in New York and also is the voice of Westwood One and also the Seattle Mariners. Stay tuned. This is live radio on 1650 AM. TuneIn.com. Type in WHKT. This is Sports Scene. Tell your friends.
Bay Propeller is the region's best prop shop. With 25 years under his belt, Max Allen and a team of highly skilled techs provide fast, quality service on all types of boat propellers. From 8 to 80 inches, Bay Propeller utilizes MRI propeller scan technology and dynamic spin balance. Distributor for many brands, Bay Propeller ensures you get the right propeller for your needs at discounted prices, with emphasis on made-in-the-USA propellers. Bay Propeller, next to Portsmouth Trailer Supply in Chesapeake. Call 485-5681. BayPropeller.com.
Excellent Italian food is found at Spaghetti Eddie's, a neighborhood restaurant with a great family atmosphere and delicious Italian cuisine. Define Spaghetti Eddie's. New York-style pizza, pasta, subs, calzones, soups, salads will bring you back again and again. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Greenbrier and Western Branch. Quality Italian food is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Nor'easter season is here, so don't get all wet.
Protect your house. Call Crawl Space Door Systems at 363-0005. Reduce your flood insurance, reduce the threat of mold and insects, and save energy. Crawl Space Doors, air vents, flood vents, vent covers, and fans can help you stay dry or get you dry quickly. Contact Crawl Space Doors for more information at 363-0005 or online at crawlspacedores.com. Stay dry, my friends.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Rack City chick, 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 10, 20s and the 50s chick, rack city chick.
All right, back live right here on the radio. Live on the radio, your 10,000-watt home for CBS News, home of the Admirals, right here in Virginia Beach, News Talk 1650. As you guys know, every show is pretty much national now with TuneIn.com. Type in WHKT in your search box to listen on your phone or your computer. I've had this gentleman on before when I did my internship way back at WCBS Radio with Ed Ingles. He was the voice of WFAN, one of the top talk show hosts in the country, as well as the voice of the Seattle Mariners on TV, Westwood One, NFL, college basketball, the elite broadcaster, Dave Sims. How are you, my friend?
Doing well, Greg. What's happening, man? How you doing?
A little icy here in Virginia today, but you guys are used to that cold weather in New York, of course.
No biggies. Last I looked, it was 21, but you know what? Hey, it's another day. Rock and roll, man.
Absolutely, Dave. Of course, you just wrapped up the NFL season. Your thoughts, of course, with the NFL. Let's just start off with these teams that are in it, of course, this coming weekend with the Colts and the Pats and the Packers and the Seahawks. You've called them all.
Well, I mean, last week I was stunned watching what Indy was able to do. I thought defensively they had a fabulous game plan. And I'm a huge Peyton Manning fan, and we later find out he's got a leg problem. Mm-hmm. But I thought that they, press man coverage worked really well. He couldn't drop anything down the rail. Wasn't real good going over the middle. I thought they challenged the receivers, did a great job. Reggie Wayne playing with a bad, a bad tricep, which goes back to early in the season, so he was certainly not his all-pro self. I thought it was a great job, and Indy, I just was really impressed by what they did defensively and offensively. Andrew Luck, gets better every day, and it's funny. I had seen Indy in Dallas, I guess, right before Christmas, or maybe it was Christmas week, and they got smoked, and they could not have looked. It was just a bad matchup. They could not have looked any worse. I mean, I don't think they did anything right offensively. I don't think they did anything right defensively.
Right.
And that's why when you come week to week in the NFL, I stopped picking games a long time ago. I mean, it's just not. I mean, I heard somebody up here in New York, give me 47 reasons from Sunday why the Colts had no chance, and of course they dominated in that game. Green Bay, I love Aaron Rodgers, love what he does. I'm with everybody else, MVP this year, no question, and he's smart. And he's got such a good arm, and yeah, he's got a calf problem, and he can't step into his throws the way he usually does, but he made the adjustment in the second half, and I thought he did a heck of a job. So I was very impressed with them, and then, Brady's Brady. What are you going to do?
Sure.
I thought New England, I thought Baltimore, I liked what they did. They get up 14 twice, and I thought they were going to put them away, and they didn't. And I didn't have a problem with Flacco going for it, that deep throw down to, Torrey Smith, and I thought Torrey could have done a better job trying to defend against a pick. But, hey, Brady's Brady, and those guys, you want to talk about making some changes, making some adjustments.
Yeah.
Belichick did a great job in the second half. And did I leave a game out? I don't know. I think Seattle did a great job. That was a dominant. I didn't expect anything from Cam Newton in that game, and I got pretty much what I expected.
Right. Dave Sims, our guest right here. Greg Bicouvaris live with you on the radio here in Hampton Roads at 12:15. You're home for CBS News. Of course, folks, again, Packers, Seahawks, 3:05 Sunday on Fox, Colts, Patriots, 6:40, of course, on CBS. And you talk about the drama with Denver. Just because you win and you're a playoff team doesn't mean the coach can't go. And sure enough, Fox is out with Denver.
Well, that whole that team was put together to win a Super Bowl,
right.
And they had they got the lucky year with Tebow, which is sort of like, you sort of throw that out, but then you get Manning, and you figure, a year ago you're in the Super Bowl. All right, now you come back and let's try to win it this year, and things just didn't work out. And I thought when they went to more of a running game coming down the stretch in the season, I thought that was going to really help them. But boy, I didn't like what they did last week. And Foxy's out, and it sounds like a lot of people are saying it looks like he'll end up in Chicago, which probably on the surface looks like a pretty good move.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised Elway made that move, and I just saw a headline. I don't know if it's true or not, but. Kubiak is going back there to be the head coach, and he and John are boys going back a long time ago, so that doesn't surprise me, but we'll see what happens.
Right, of course, you got Bowles with the Jets, which I think is a great move. Rex Ryan going to Buffalo. We'll see what San Francisco and the Bears do as well. But you talk about Harbaugh, who's, of course, brothers with the Ravens, and he's going to Michigan. It seems like, he would have been a perfect fit for the Raiders. He wouldn't have to even move going from Stanford to the 49ers to the Raiders. And you got to wonder what, I guess the allure of going back to his school in college, but it seems like, Dave, in his heart, he's still an NFL guy. He just does.
I don't know, Jimmy. I only, see it from afar, from 3,000 miles away. I understand the tug of going back to Michigan. I mean, he was a Bo Schembechler guy, and he's got a lot of connections back there to make. It makes sense. I wouldn't mind being in his position.
Right.
And I thought the thing I had read earlier, I guess right around the time he signed, that he took a little. He's taking $7 million. He's taking $5 million to make sure that his assistants get paid, whoever he brings in on staff. I thought that was a great move. So, hey, good for him, and they got something going on really good there. They got Ohio State as the national champion now, so they have an even more of a target to shoot at as they move forward.
Dave, give us a feel for the Seattle area. You've been a longtime voice of the Mariners on TV. I know it's not the same environment for a football game or a baseball game, but of course they love their baseball there in Seattle as well. What's it like there at a home football game? You've called several for Westwood One.
It's probably and this is saying something, but it might be the best, most exciting, most electric environment in the league. And that's saying something, given how good it is in Green Bay and a few other spots. But the noise is unbelievable. There's a buzz. It's nice. Everybody loves a winner. I get that. And that's an area that's been starved for, a championship. I mean, the Mariners haven't been in the playoffs since 2001. Sonics had a couple of runs. They did win back in. They were in 78, 79. But so many. I'm old enough to remember that and cover those games. It's a good sports area. It's a great outdoor area. They love the fact that it's not a dome anymore, and the fans are pretty much well covered there, and you have to deal with the environment and the atmosphere, and it's an unbelievable area in terms of how they have galvanized around that club. Even soccer. I mean, they're so hungry for a winner to soccer. It's the best pro soccer team or soccer city in North America. I don't think there's any question about that. Mm-hmm. And the Mariners are looking up this year, and we'd like to get back to that fever pitch that they had back from the mid '90s to the early part of the next decade. So it's a good sports area, it really is, and I'm happy for the people out there.
Let's plug your radio show. We're talking to Dave Sims, Greg Bicouvaris. Glad you're with the Sports Scene right here up until 1 o'clock. You're home for CBS News in Hampton Roads. I was at the NC State Duke game working that Sunday on TV. Coach K lost that game. Of course, he lost recently again yesterday. 35 years as the head coach at Duke. He's got Okafor, Dave. He reminds me of a young Kareem without the skyhook, though. But it just doesn't seem like, other than Suleiman him on. He doesn't have as much depth as he's had in the past. I guess like any team that's successful like Duke or UCLA or Syracuse in the past, you expect them to win every game, but it just can't happen.
Oh, heck no, that's not
Right.
going to happen. And the other thing, too, I think you mentioned Kareem. I think most guys these days, a lot of kids are not used to playing with the dominant big man and dumping the ball inside. They're unaccustomed to that, and if he misses a couple of shots, they'll bail on him in a heartbeat, and I thought that's what they did last night. I saw most of last night's game. I saw just a little bit of the NC State game, and State shot the ball really well. But I think this mindset of players today, everybody's used to going one-on-one or jacking threes, and I saw Mike's quotes about it. He thought the defense was lousy. He thought the three-point shooting was lousy, and for my money, I mean, you got a big guy like that who can dominate, and get the other big man in trouble too. And if he misses a couple, keep feeding him. You got to stay with it. I mean, I grew up in the era of growing up in Philly, watching Wilt and Russ and Kareem and all those guys. So I really appreciate and respect and like good center play, and you just don't see it that much anymore.
Yeah, talk about your show with Coach K, and does he actually have time to do it during the winter season?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, we're in our 10th year, Sirius XM, College Sports Nation Channel 91. We're on at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 Eastern p.m. on Thursdays. And, we talk, college basketball, we talk pro football, basketball, we talk the whole thing. And obviously with more of a concentration on college hoops, particularly this time of year. We're on usually right after they start practice around October 15th, and usually go to the day after the final, a couple 3 days after the Final Four. And it's been a lot of fun. I tee it up for him and then just get out of the way. I mean, he's got such a great brand name and recognition in the sports world, and I think even outside the sports world that we're able to get people who are not only sports folks, but we've had Arnie Duncan, who's the Secretary of Education. We've had the General Dempsey, who's the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Let me think. We've had a lot of baseball guys on. He's a big baseball fan, a big football fan. We've had Joe Torre on. We've had Mike Scioscia, Joe Madden, Bruce Bochy. All 3 times he's won the World Series. So we cover a pretty wide gamut there, and just about anybody who's who in college hoops. So it's an hour show, and we're on every week, and we're from October to early April, and it's been a blast. Mike and I go way back to when he was at Army, and I was just starting out as a newspaper writer at the Daily News in New York, and we used to have our weekly writers' luncheons, and it was great. I mean, they used to turn it into a comedy fest, and looking back, it was a veritable hall of fame. I mean, every week, some weeks you'd have in attendance at the same time Louis Carnesecca, Jim Valvano, Bill Raftery, Mike Krzyzewski, Tom Penders, P.J. Carlissimo, and a whole bunch of other guys locally from the area, the New York metropolitan area, and just sit around and talk basketball, and we'd get stories and fill up the newspapers, and it was a good time. That was late 70s and early 80s, and matter of fact, Mama Leone's was still around at the time. That's how long ago it was. It was an unbelievable era, and we got to know each other then, and then I guess it was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I was down at Duke doing some work. Doing what I was doing before I got into baseball full time. I was doing media coaching with my wife, and we did a session down there, and he enjoyed the media coaching session, and one thing led to another. Hey, we got this idea. Sirius XM was starting out. We started out on XM, and then when Sirius swallowed up XM, we moved over there too, and it's been a great relationship. Talking to Dave Sims, Greg Bicouvaris, glad you're with us. I've known Dave since the 80s, was the stage manager for ESPN several times as well. And let's talk about a guy that just passed on from ESPN, Stuart Scott. What a gentleman he was. I didn't know Stuart at all. I met him twice. I met him once at the Super Bowl in Jacksonville. With the Eagles, what was that? That was the Eagles-Patriots, and then I saw him again after Hurricane Sandy. He'd been stranded wherever he was on Monday Night Football. I was stranded from a game in Denver and didn't get home. I got home to JFK Airport on Wednesday, and I was reaching for my bag, and I looked, hey, what's up? And we just chatted for a while, and that was it. I mean, we ran in totally different circles. I mean, he's up in Bristol, and I'm in New York and all over the place. So I only met him twice. Seemed like a good guy. Certainly his impact, seemed to be pretty pretty wide. It's interesting. I thought he did a heck of a job early on in his career. This was the style I'm going to run with, and I'm sticking with it. And I applaud him for that.
You mentioned him in an airport. I also saw him back in 2003 at the LAX airport, and I'm so glad I had a chance to speak to him. Just a down-to-earth guy. As we're talking to Dave Sims here. Dave, when you were back on WFN back in the 80s, of course, WABC always did a lot of talk radio. Larry King did it for years as well. And, of course, so many great, iconic people on talk radio. But did you think it would become so big today with the tune-in, all these different Facebooks and Twitters and YouTubes? Everybody's got some type of media blog now, even fans. Of course, not the credibility that media people do, but there's so much content now. You could spend all day doing it and really waste a lot of time as well. You got to have a fine line of how much you can promote.
Yeah, you really do. I don't mind. I don't mind banging my own drum. There, it is what it is, and that's the way the game's played. So I'll play it. When I started WNBC Radio in the mid '80s in New York City, Art Russ Jr. was at WABC, and he had been the kingpin for a long time. And WNBC got into it to compete against them, and they did it in a different way in that they had Jack Spector, who was a legendary rock and roll DJ from the late 50s and the 60s, and he was a sports fan, and he would talk sports, and hey, coming up next we're going to talk about the Yankees, but right now here's Billy Joel. That didn't work. So I got in there and we did straight sports talk. Mike Breen was my producer, Dom Trignelli. We did a heck of a job. We did that 86 to 88, and then in '89 September I moved over to FAN, brought me over and teamed with Eddie Coleman, and we did that for about 3.5 years, and that was a lot of fun. And no, I didn't see any of this stuff. I mean, Marshall McLuhan, I don't think he saw all this. It's amazing, the communication industry right now, and you stay connected. I don't mind doing it. I'm so used to doing it from doing my talk radio days that being on social media is just an extension of that. So I enjoy it. I mean, I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. I mean,
goodness.
And it's great. You got stuff you want to say, and you interact with people, and it's fun. And you do have to, in terms of time management, you do have to be careful, because it can really get carried away. But I like following a lot of people in media, and a lot of guys break stories or point you to their stories of interest that you may not have necessarily seen in your other, as you're scanning, online. So, and I try to follow people who I think are really good at what they do, and if they have interesting viewpoints, I try to follow it that way. And then, also I used to use it to promote my Basketball and Beyond show, and Mariner baseball, and Westwood One, college football, and NFL and college hoops. So it works out really well.
It's like the power of print. Final few moments with Dave Sims. Dave, and of course, when you did play-by-play for ESPN and a lot of different sports, did you ever think they would become that big? And now you're seeing, NBC Sports Network, CBS Sports Network, Fox has got their channels, so many different sports national networks. They're all established as over-the-air networks, and these are kind of like, a complement to their over-the-air stuff. But it just seems like no matter what kid you talk to, you would never hear them say, I saw something on NBC Sports Network. It's always ESPN. The brand is just that big.
Well, they got a heck of a head start.
Right.
Nobody else wanted to really give it a run. I mean, I was with ESPN from ESPN and ESPN Regional from 91 to about 08. I think it was the last, maybe 09 was the last game I did for them. And it was a great run. And who knew it was going to be? It's part of the nomenclature. I mean, you think about sports, you think about broadcasting, you think about a lot of my contemporaries, friends of mine, have moved over and write now for ESPN with newspapers, fading out sadly. No, it's been tremendous growth. I don't think at this point, CBS, NBC, they don't have the impact and the reach that ESPN has, and Fox is certainly trying like heck. But ESPN commands so much on TV, and then they can cross promote. They have so many platforms. I mean, if you see it all the time. If you win a championship, or if you got something you want to promote, you can go up and do what they call a car wash and do every platform ESPN has. Go up to Bristol, and you can go on radio, you can go on print, you can go on blog, TV. I mean, it's tremendous. So we live in a heck of an age.
The analysts are probably exhausted. All right, leave us with how people can get a hold of you on Twitter or Facebook or anything else.
Well, let's see. On Twitter, it's at the Dave Sims Show, and I spell Sims with one M. It's pretty easy. And Twitter, same thing, the Dave Sims Show. Instagram, it's TDSS. And I think Tumblr. Tumblr's, I'm at Sports Voice on Tumblr. So I'm out there. I'm not always going to agree with everybody, but it's a dialogue, and I pretty much keep it to sports or funny things I see, and I don't get political. The usual stuff. You try to stay. I have my political leanings and bents, and I try not to jam those down anybody. I don't jam those down anybody's throat.
Sure.
Basically, just try to have some fun and just keep abreast of what's going on and what's happening in the world of sports. There's so many interesting things and so many interesting people out there to talk about and to discuss. And I enjoy it. What can I tell you? And I'm enjoying right now. Before we go, I don't go to spring training till the end of next month. So right now, I'm enjoying downtime and getting continuing to stay in shape and all that kind of heading to the gym right now. So going to enjoy some football this weekend and just take it easy.
And, of course, you got the NCAA tournament coming up in March.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I'm going to be Seattle is a sub-regional, so I'll get to spend about 4 days up there working with PJ Carlissimo. Looking forward to that. We've done a couple of years. We did what did we do? We did Spokane one year. We did Portland one year. PJ and I go way back, and I'd like Krzyzewski back in the late '70s. Good guy. We have a lot of fun together, and we have a lot of laughs. So we'll hang out in Seattle and do. Was it one of the great days in broadcasting? You do 4 college basketball games in a day, and then do 2 more 2 days later. So. For that 72 hours, man, it's as much fun as you can have. That's legal, I tell you.
But, and I want to ask you this because, we both worked a lot of network games, and a lot of fans don't realize that the fatigue that you get there 3 or 4 hours before, you have to, prepare, of course, that's always fun. But then there's the before and after, the travel, the parking lots.
It's not a pity party. It's a great time, man. It is what it is. I mean, you go in, I think, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember from Thursday. I'm thinking we're Thursday, Saturday, so I'll leave Arizona probably Tuesday night, get to my apartment Wednesday, the Tuesday night, have Wednesday to be practice, all 8 teams. That usually goes from 12 to 9. And actually, when Selection Sunday comes, I'll see who's in my brackets, and I'll start working on that stuff Sunday night.
Sure.
And by the time I get to the ballpark on Wednesday, I'll have my boards laid out. Hopefully, I usually have them laid out. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, so I pretty much got it down. The board's laid out and ready to go, and then interact and do a lot of interviews on Wednesday, and then Thursday tee it up at noon and go for like 8 hours. It's not like the old days where we used to do. There would be featured games,
right?
But now, because of the Westwood One NCAA network and with Sirius XM, you do every play, every game. So it's wall to wall, and I've learned how to pace myself. And before, years ago, you'd sit there for maybe 2 games. If your game got interesting, they'd come to you for the last couple of minutes of a half or a game. But now you do all 4 games wire to wire. So it's a matter of pacing yourself. And once you do that. Hey, it's a blast, man. And believe me, I've had many people come up and say, hey, man, I trade body parts to do what you do. And
sure.
I said, hey, I used to say the exact same thing. So, it comes with some baggage, but I don't complain about it. It's all part of the deal, and for 72 hours you can bear up through it.
Well, I didn't mean just for that. I just meant in general, just doing games in general. But and you talk about you're gonna need a lot of liquids that weekend, Dave, and a lot of Halls tablets too.
Well, that drink a lot of warm water, warm tea, and you don't flame yourself out in the first half.
Oh no.
Of any game, and generally you're going to get one game that's going to be a 116, a 215. It's going to be an absolute dog, and then you'll probably get an 8-9 game that's usually pretty good. And every now and then you get one team that tries to pull an upset, which keeps it exciting.
And that's the one thing too. And I'll leave you because you know how to use your voice, and that's in part you talked about the media coaching, but a lot of analysts don't. And poor PJ, by the 4th game, his voice is gone.
Yeah, well, he's a coach.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
right.
He's most coaches they sound like that after every game. So
right.
I think he's done it long enough that I think he knows how to pace himself. I mean, I've worked with Bill Frieder, I've worked with John Thompson, Kevin Greavy. I mean, I worked with some great guys, and it's a blast. And I've done it. I've done the tournament on TV, but I have. While I'd like to get paid the same rate, I have more fun doing it on radio.
Yeah, you don't have to dress up either.
More fun on radio. It's not even close.
Oh yeah, Dave. All the best to you and your family, and I'll see you down the road, my friend. Thanks for sharing.
Bet, Greg.
Thanks for sharing your time.
Good talking to you.
You too.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
You.
Be well. Right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Dave Sims right there, Ken, has been the voice of Westwood One, NFL, college basketball, Seattle Mariners, you name it. He's done it at national radio shows, WFAN, an elite guest right there.
Yeah, he's done a couple of things.
yeah. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages. Again, this is Sports Scene on the radio, 1650 AM, tunein.com, type in WHKT. Hi, this is Greg Bicouvaris. Join me for Sports Scene each Wednesday from noon to 1 right here on News Talk 1650 WHKT. You can also hear the show on TuneIn as well. We will talk to local, regional, and nationally acclaimed sports guests, and we'll interact with our audience as well at Greg Bick on Twitter. Sports Scene, Wednesdays from noon to 1, right here on 1650 AM.
Bay Propeller is the region's best prop shop. With 25 years under his belt, Max Allen and a team of highly skilled techs provide fast, quality service on all types of boat propellers. From 8 to 80 inches, Bay Propeller utilizes MRI propeller scan technology and dynamic spin balance. Distributor for many brands, Bay Propeller ensures you get the right propeller for your needs at discounted prices, with emphasis on made-in-the-USA propellers. Bay Propeller, next to Portsmouth Trailer Supply in Chesapeake. Call 485-5681. BayPropeller.com.
Good Italian food, daily specials, and a place people enjoy is Spaghetti Eddie's. Indulge in your mouth-watering pizza, pasta, subs, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Open 7 days a week. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Taylor Road and on Eden Way North in Chesapeake for lunch and dinner. Like them on Facebook. Italian food you can count on is at Spaghetti Eddie's. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All right, thank you very much, Ken Johnson. Hope you enjoyed that nice interview with Dave Sims. Don't forget gjbtv.com. You'll see Chick-fil-A on there as well, and our great marketplace sponsors. And go to the YouTube link. Just click it. It'll take you to all the recent Sports Scene shows. My background on gjbtv.com. It's so funny, Ken. People that you talk to sometimes that are not in broadcasting, they'll type in somebody's name on Google, but you type in our names and everything pops up. That's the difference between being in the public eye and being in the private sector, like an engineer or working at some power company.
Yeah, or you type in my name, you wouldn't believe how much stuff you get.
Exactly, it's just a history of Google and Yahoo and so forth. All right, hope you enjoyed the interview with Dave Sims. We're live on the radio right now at 1237, 10,000 watt voice of Hampton Roads. We're talking to Patty Brackett now in our business spotlight scene. Chick-fil-A is big into college football bowls as well. Patty, how are you?
I'm great, Greg. How are you?
Out in Edinburgh and Chesapeake. Tell me, how's the weather out there?
We're doing pretty good right now. Just a little cold rain, nothing major, no ice, anything like that. So looks like it's going to be warming up here pretty soon. So we just pray it stays that way.
Sure. Give us all the good stuff first, the address, the phone number, and the Facebook.
Okay. We are actually located down at 205 Carmichael Way in Chesapeake, Virginia. Our website, you can go to our website and check out our page at www.chickfila.com at Edinburgh Commons. We also have a Facebook page. You can like us on Facebook at Chick-fil-A Edinburgh Commons.
Very good. And, of course, always great salads. Menu's always evolving there.
Yes. Our salads are the popular item of the month. Everybody's trying to kick off their weight loss for the new year, so we've really been selling a lot of salads. So if you haven't tried one, we certainly encourage our listeners out there to come in and try our salads. We have 3 varieties. We have a Cobb, we have a Market, and we have an Asian salad, and they are absolutely delicious.
All right, we're 1 month away from Valentine's Day. What's going up until Valentine's Day?
Okay, actually what we're kicking off on January 31st, we're kind of teaming up with Elysian Day Spa and our partners over at Breeden and Red Knot. We're going to be doing a Biggest Loser contest, and we're actually going to have our staff and some of our customers and some of their customers as well, we're going to team up together and do an 8-week weight loss challenge. So we're super excited about that. Going to kind of implore some healthy eating options here at Chick-fil-A. So we're just going to try to jumpstart that, get people, looking at their health a little more, eating a little bit more healthy through the year, trying to make more of a lifestyle change, not so much a diet, but, a lifestyle change. So we are really super excited about that. And in February, we're actually having a couple great things happen. We're having You Tell Us Your Love Story, and we will treat 8 couples to Valentine's dinner on us. We'll dine them quite well. And then on the 27th, we're having our own Family Feud game show out here. And the winner of the Family Feud game show is going to win a block party for their block. So just a couple great, exciting things we're looking forward to doing this winter time while it's cold outside. Just something we can do to bring the community and families together.
Right. I remember, we're not going to go into this too much, Patty, but 20 years ago today, I got married to a nice girl. Wendy, I wish you all the best, but of course we're no longer, an item. But still, it's, so this time of the year, you never hear, people saying I'm going to do a resolution in May or June. It's like if they don't do it in the first quarter, they're not doing it.
You're right. You're right. So hopefully we can jumpstart that and help people. I tell you, more and more you're just hearing about everything that's bad for you. So if we can offer people healthy meal options here, it's absolutely what we want to do.
Right.
So super excited to incorporate that in our plan, our 8-week challenge. So, and you're more than welcome to come and join us, Greg. If you want to come out to Red Knot January 31st, we'll be out there from 10 to 5. We have people who will take your weight, your measurements, and we're super excited to get it going.
How far is Red Knot from Edinboro and Chick-fil-A?
It's literally around the corner from us. And we will pick winners for each team, and they will win Chick-fil-A free for a year.
Very nice.
So something a little bit more encouraging to get them, jump-started. So hopefully it's going to be a great challenge. We'll give you the updates next broadcast, but hopefully we're going to do a great kickoff here.
Because Valentine's Day is 1 month away. It happens to be on a Saturday this year, too.
It does.
So absolutely. You're talking to Patty Brackett, final few moments. And, of course, breakfast, lunch, and dinner 6 days a week, closed on Sunday. And, of course, highlight some other items. They can always eat the food without the carbs, take off the bread, I guess.
Sure. And we have everything grilled. We have grilled nuggets, grilled filet. You can just variate it. We can put it on lettuce for you. Just so many healthy options. We've lowered the salt in our soup. Our chicken soup is absolutely delicious. Just so many options you can choose from if you're really trying to watch your weight and try to eat more healthy.
Patty, have a good Wednesday afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you here in the next few days.
Sure. Thank you, Greg.
Always a pleasure, Patty.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, Patty Brackett, phone number 421-3586, Chick-fil-A in Edinboro. Ken, they're friends with everybody. Everybody loves Chick-fil-A.
I can't imagine anybody who wouldn't. It's awesome stuff. The first time I ever had one, the first Chick-fil-A that I recall ever seeing here was in the old Newmarket North Mall, which doesn't really exist anymore. But that was the first time I'd ever had one. I think it was the first store it opened on the Hampton Roads area, the Tidewater area, and I was enthralled.
And they're only in malls, yeah.
Yeah, we would make the trip at least probably once a week just to go to the Newmarket North Mall, get inside, and have a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, even people in Pittsburgh like them. You would, it's kind of hard to believe there too. One thing I want to mention too that Dave Sims said during the interview, that Tim Tebow and Denver actually did beat the Steelers in the playoffs several years ago. The Steelers, their coach is right here from Newport News, Mike Tomlin, of course, and we don't wish him all the best. He's definitely coming back, but there's definitely a lot of coaching changes. So thank you, Dave Sims. Thank you, Patty Brackett. We'll come back with highlights after these messages. Again, this is 1650 on the radio. Tell your friends. TuneIn.com. Type in WHKT on your phone or your computer like people all over the country are listening right now. Stay tuned.
Nor'easter season is here, so don't get all wet.
Protect your house. Call Crawl Space Door Systems at 363-0005. Reduce your flood insurance, reduce the threat of mold and insects, and save energy. Crawl Space Doors, air vents, flood vents, vent covers, and fans can help you stay dry or get you dry quickly. Contact Crawl Space Doors for more information at 363-0005 or online at crawlspacedores.com. Stay dry, my friends.
Bay Propeller is the region's best prop shop. With 25 years under his belt, Max Allen and a team of highly skilled techs provide fast, quality service on all types of boat propellers. From 8 to 80 inches, Bay Propeller utilizes MRI propeller scan technology and dynamic spin balance. Distributor for many brands, Bay Propeller ensures you get the right propeller for your needs at discounted prices, with emphasis on made-in-the-USA propellers. Bay Propeller, next to Portsmouth Trailer Supply in Chesapeake. Call 485-5681. BayPropeller.com.
Excellent Italian food is found at Spaghetti Eddie's, a neighborhood restaurant with a great family atmosphere and delicious Italian cuisine. Define Spaghetti Eddie's. New York-style pizza, pasta, subs, calzones, soups, salads will bring you back again and again. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Greenbrier and Western Branch. Quality Italian food is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio. It's now time for Greg's Highlights, presented by Hampton Roads Online Mall.com Marketplace pages.
Browse, shop, and visit on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. This is Greg Bicouvaris, Sports Scene, every Wednesday, 12 to 1, your elite radio show right here in Hampton Roads. Save the date for Sports Scene, Wednesdays, 12 to 1. Tell your friends on Twitter, at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at GJBTV, HROnlineMall.com. Thank you to all our great listeners, our Twitter followers, and all the great people on Facebook that follow me on this radio show. You really make the show. The show is all for you and your entertainment pleasure. Ken, it takes them off the grind of the week when it's a cold, wet day, hot heat, whatever, issues at the house. This kind of gives you a little break from reality.
Yeah, it's something to get you through the hump day.
It surely does. Okay, don't forget we had our business spotlight scene coming up with Royal Chocolate. What teased me off? We got the sports highlights right now. GJBTV.com for my background. Great guest. Of course, the Colts, Patriots this weekend. Packers, Seahawks. Kudos to Ohio State. Congratulations. My mother went there. I met Woody Hayes. I don't think they still have a great quarterback. Regardless, they found a way to win, Ken, with a third-string quarterback against Oregon. And, of course, a lot of ate crow over that.
Force of will sometimes, if you just really, really want it.
It's almost like Obi-Wan saying, the Force will be with you, you know. All right, now, speaking of this, I want you to hear this clip. We talk about the Patriots and the greatness of Bill Belichick, whether you like him or not. And sometimes in life, you got to be focused. You got to block out, eliminate negative people out of your life, eliminate issues, eliminate drama, eliminate toxic relationships. And when you hear this clip, he's basically saying, forget the past. Don't worry about the future yet. Let's focus on the present. And after this game, when they lost, they went on a roll. And guess what? They're hosting the AFC Championship. Here's Bill Belichick when the season got turned around after this clip. Go ahead, Ken.
News conference right now. My prediction, he's on to Cincinnati.
Teams have been so successful for so long. How difficult is it to react to the adversity of Monday night, to get back on track so quickly? Because from a condition standpoint, this team, this organization hasn't had these sort of issues in the past.
Yeah, well, we're on to Cincinnati.
Bill, do you think, you mentioned Tom's age at the draft.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Do you think having a 37-year-old...
We're on to Cincinnati. It's nothing about the past, nothing about the future. Right now, we're preparing for Cincinnati.
Okay, do you feel like the talent you have here is good?
We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
What is your response, Bill?
Well, I mean, I'm just asking, do you think you've done enough to help Tom Brady?
We're getting ready for Cincinnati. That's what we're doing.
So as you get ready for Cincinnati, does Tom Brady have the talent and protection around him to be on to Cincinnati and handle that?
We're going to game plan and do the best we can to be ready to go Sunday night. Same as we always do. Nothing.
Day news conference right now. My prediction, he's on to Cincinnati.
Teams have been so successful for so long. How difficult is it to react to the adversity of Monday night, to get back on track so quickly? Because from a condition standpoint, this team, this organization hasn't had these sort of issues in the past.
Yeah, well, we're on to Cincinnati.
All right, folks, what you just heard there was a clip. And what he's saying is, whatever happened yesterday, move on in your life, focus on what's coming up. And when he said we're on our way to Cincinnati, basically what he's saying was forget the past, focus on the present. And you know what? He was right. In reality, great things are happening again to the Patriots. All right, this is Sports Scene, 1650 on the radio, tunein.com, type in WHKT. We'll be back after these messages.
Nor'easter season is here, so don't get all wet.
Protect your house. Call Crawl Space Door Systems at 363-0005. Reduce your flood insurance, reduce the threat of mold and insects, and save energy. Crawl Space Doors, air vents, flood vents, vent covers, and fans can help you stay dry or get you dry quickly. Contact Crawl Space Doors for more information at 363-0005 or online at crawlspacedoors.com. Stay dry, my friends.
Good Italian food, daily specials, and a place people enjoy is Spaghetti Eddie's. Indulge in your mouth-watering pizza, pasta, subs, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Open 7 days a week. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Taylor Road and on Eden Way North in Chesapeake for lunch and dinner. Like them on Facebook. Italian food you can count on is at Spaghetti Eddie's. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All right, 1 month away from Valentine's Day. Guys, as soon as you get through Thanksgiving, Ken, then there's Christmas. And Christmas is always an emotional time of the year. People think about like the Christmas Carol, the past, the present, and the future. But really, you don't have time to think about anything now because we're 1 month from Valentine's Day, when the sweet side of things here on the radio with the Royal Chocolate in Virginia Beach. Let's welcome the owner, Brenda Tusing. How are you, Brenda?
Hey, I'm great, Greg. How are you today?
Very nice. 1 month
Good.
from Valentine's Day.
I know. It's crazy, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's so hard to believe. But we have de-Christmased, and we are fully into Valentine's Day already.
Yeah, and we're still 1 month away from that. It seems like people just get as excited about Valentine's Day, Brenda, than any other holiday because it's winter, it's cold, and when you think of romance, you think of candlelight dinners, you think of chocolate, and you think of the Royal Chocolate.
I hope you think of the Royal Chocolate. We have so many wonderful things that we offer for Valentine's Day. Our very large, stem berries are dipped in Belgian chocolate. They're a huge hit at Valentine's Day. We also do some fondue seatings and chocolate tastings. So it's pretty much a 3-day weekend. We'll be doing things Friday, Saturday, which is Valentine's Day, and Sunday. So we have a lot going on. We have fabulous lines of truffles. And, the thing that we have the most fun, I think, at Valentine's Day, because it's people coming in and trying to really have something special to present to the person that they care about. And we feel good. People walk out, their gift is beautiful, they feel like they've gotten help to find the right thing. So it's just a fun time for us. It's very intense, very busy, but a lot of fun.
But we'll talk again, of course, in February. But you mentioned intense. When you walked into your place the last month during Christmas, it looked like Santa's elves in the North Pole. They were busy.
They were busy. We were very busy. We had a great Christmas. We certainly appreciate, we've been there 8 years now, and we just so appreciate the community who has really supported us, shopped with us through the years, and count on us for special occasions like Christmas, the holidays, Valentine's Day. So we've been very fortunate, and we're aware of that.
Folks, let's talk about the address, Brenda. And one thing about where Brenda's located in Terry is it's great parking right across the street. It's
Free
accessible.
parking.
Yeah, free.
Free.
Give us your address and phone number.
We're at 164 Central Park Avenue. We are in the Virginia Beach Town Center, and the phone number is 757-557-6925.
Very good. And, of course, what do you have in display when people walk in now?
We have all of our regular items. We have 4 cases of beautiful chocolates, but we also have some special things for Valentine's Day, some truffles with hearts on them. Of course, you can see our gorgeous chocolate strawberries. You can begin, actually, to make reservations for your Valentine's Day event if you'd like. So there are a lot of fun things to do. We always have new things in seasonally, so a lot of our packaged products, specialty chocolates that maybe we don't carry year-round. There's always something new to see. We have some really pretty heart-shaped boxes, which are classic Valentine's Day items, but just filled with wonderful chocolates.
The website's theroyalchocolate.com, phone number 557-6925 in Virginia Beach. Great Facebook page, too, right, Brenda?
Wonderful Facebook page. We offer some specials on our Facebook page. And if I can take 1 second,
Sure.
We want to offer something special to your listeners today. You can get a great deal anywhere, but we're offering them a Greg deal.
Oh, cool.
You come into the store anytime between now and Monday, which I believe is the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose any one regularly priced item and save 25%. You just have to say, Greg sent us.
Nice. Can they just say Greg if they have to, if they can't remember, sent us?
Just, Greg, heard you on the radio, whatever
Perfect.
you want to say. But we're happy to do something special for your listeners. We do that on Facebook a lot, something specifically for our readers on Facebook.
'Cause we have a lot of female listeners. I know one's listening right now. Deborah, hello.
Hello,
Deborah, you know you need to go out there to the Royal Chocolate. Ron, everybody out there listening right now, you got wives and girlfriends too. If you want to get on their sweet side, as Brenda says, go to the Royal Chocolate, theroyalchocolate.com. Take advantage of the Greg deal. It's almost like, Brenda, you talk about Christmas Eve. Everything has got an Eve now. Have you noticed that? Thanksgiving Eve,
yeah.
New Year's Eve.
We're always leading up to something, aren't we?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand the power of Eve there. The Valentine's Eve that's going to be special too, Friday night before
Sure, Friday
Valentine's.
night, absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be a great time, really, to come in and do the chocolate fondue for two by the fireplace.
Right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Leave us with the final plug of your wonderful business.
I think there's nothing like it. We hear over and over again, you're so unique, you're so wonderful, we can't find these chocolates anywhere else. So I think there's nobody quite like us, and you can prove that to yourself by just coming in and trying a sample and chatting with us for a little while and seeing what we have. Seeing is believing, as they say.
Address one more time.
164 Central Park Avenue in the Virginia Beach Town Center.
All right, give us our best to Terry and your family. We'll see
Thank
you
you. Will.
at theroyalchocolate.com. Talk to you next month, Brenda.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
Thank you. All right, Brenda from the Royal Chocolate Ken. Of course, hard to believe, 1 month from Valentine's Day. And it seems like men never remember Valentine's Day, but women always do.
And you better remember it, fella.
Yeah, especially if it's on a Saturday this year. You have no excuse, guys, as well. All right, come back with us right here. This is 1650 on the radio. Lock it in, 10,000 watts. Sports Scene, save the date every Wednesday, 12 to 1. Also, tunein.com. Type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. Stay tuned.
Bay Propeller is the region's best prop shop. With 25 years under his belt, Max Allen and a team of highly skilled techs provide fast, quality service on all types of boat propellers. From 8 to 80 inches, Bay Propeller utilizes MRI propeller scan technology and dynamic spin balance. Distributor for many brands, Bay Propeller ensures you get the right propeller for your needs at discounted prices, with emphasis on made-in-the-USA propellers. Bay Propeller, next to Portsmouth Trailer Supply in Chesapeake. Call 485-5681. BayPropeller.com.
What tees you off? Presented by GJBTV.com.
And I want to thank our guests so far, Dave Sims, Patty Brackett, Brenda Tusing. We'll be back next Wednesday for Sports Scene right here from 12 to 1 live on the radio. We will know who will be in the Super Bowl by Sunday night. Of course, don't forget, it is the big games coming up Sunday. Packers, Seahawks at 3:05, Colts, Patriots at 6:40. Sorry, Steeler fans, you're not in it this year. But Ohio State won. And I heard something the other day that a lot of people in Ohio are Steelers fans. Well, most of them are Bengals and Browns fans first. You would think. It's like Redskins and Ravens are 35 miles apart as well. Anyway, what teased me off, Ken? Minivans that are speeding. I know nobody should be speeding, but it looks really bad when a minivan is speeding. But you think of kids in a minivan.
Kids, and the fact that it's a heavier projectile. What if it hits something? A reduced visibility. They're heavier, harder to stop. Of all the vehicles out there, larger vehicles should be driving the speed limit or slower. Just watch your speed. I see that too. I saw two of them yesterday over at the BJ's gasoline station. Two of them came flying out of there across the parking lot, not where the lanes are designated, but across where the parking area is. Just 40 miles an hour across the parking lot.
And the brand new Walmart in Virginia Beach, great Walmart, very convenient, but the parking lot looks like a little boxcar. It's so small. It's like little Volkswagens fitting in there. Anyway, awkward squeeze, Ken, when you squeeze a ketchup bottle or mustard bottle, no matter whether it's full, it always has that awkward squeeze at the end, that noise.
I always preferred the glass bottles. You didn't have to deal with that. Plus, you can get a knife up in there and get it all out.
Exactly. Ungrateful people, Ken, no matter whether you're in customer service, business, or whatever.
Oh, mercy. Plenty of people that you do things for, or at the service desk or whatever, a waiter will say, no problem.
Yeah.
Of course it's not your problem. It's your job. I just said thank you. You're supposed to say you're welcome.
Or when you ask something, they just say, okay. No, I'm asking you something, not response, okay. And the words maybe, possibly, could be, will be. How about yes or no? And finally, Ken, driving to Raleigh this past weekend, I've never seen a more diluted, confusing area. And I've been there. Durham is not as bad, but the whole triangle of Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, here at least we have 64, 664, whatever, 264. There it's 501, 95, 495, whatever, 85. I mean, just so many, 40. I mean, come on, Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, do something with your interstate system.
Well, I haven't been through that whole area anywhere near Duke or anything else, and probably close to 30 years, so you're making me think maybe I shouldn't go anywhere.
Well, it's almost like they shouldn't call it the Triangle, Ken. They should call it the Bermuda Triangle. Anyway, I want to thank our guests, Dave Sims, the voice of the Seattle Mariners and Westwood One football and basketball, Patty Brackett, talking about sports with Chick-fil-A, and also Brenda Tusing as well from the Royal Chocolate. Don't forget gjbtv.com. Hit the YouTube link for archive shows. Find me on Twitter at Greg Bick. I'm Greg Bicouvaris. Happy Wednesday. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll talk to you soon.
AM 1650 WHKT Portsmouth, it's 1 o'clock.